Welcome to Bossy, Brilliant, and Badass, a weekly conversation about business, careers, and personal development designed to inspire, educate, and motivate you.
And sometimes ourselves.
To show up powerfully, live fearlessly, and to find and unleash your inner badass. I'm Lindsey.
I'm Liz Green.
Welcome to the show. Oh my goodness. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the very first episode of Bossy, Brilliant, and Badass. So excited. Liz, how are you feeling?
Oh, Lisa, I am so excited. I could barely sleep last night. This is our first episode. Finally.
Finally. This is so awesome. And to all of you who are listening, who somehow found us and are listening to our very first episode, we just want to say thank you for joining us and spending a little bit of your time with us today. We couldn't be more delighted. All right. Since this is one of our very first episodes, I thought we could do a brief introduction, tell our audience a little bit about who we are, how we got here.
Absolutely.
And what they can expect from the podcast every week.
Definitely. That's a great idea. So to start, I'm Liz Green, and I'm a small business owner and an entrepreneur coach. And I didn't actually start off with the goal of being a business owner. It came about completely by accident. I was an actor, model, bartender living in Los Angeles. I finally decided to move to New York and run a series of nightclubs. And throughout that process, I was developing menus for different companies and different bars and restaurants and whatnot. And I got this light bulb moment. Have you ever had that?
Sometimes. Sometimes it happens.
Well, I'm sure a lot of our listeners can really identify with that light bulb moment. But it was something that I just could not get out of my head. And that was, how cool would it be to have an edible glass, something you can eat, drink your drink and eat your glass.
And hide your evidence.
Exactly. And so what I did is I just set out to create this. And this became a company called Bar Candy. And I'm not going to lie, it was a hell of an uphill climb.
I'm sure it was.
To get there.
Yeah, and I'm sure we'll get into that.
Yeah, we're going to get into that for sure. But the main thing I really wanted to say about this is I would never have been able to continue up that hill if I didn't hire a coach. Hiring the coach was probably one of the best things that I did along the way. And I was able to meet my goals, and the company became so much more successful than I could have ever possibly imagined. And I just became very passionate about this process of coaching. So I decided to go to school, get certified, and this is what I do now. I'm a full-time certified coach, and I still run the company Bar Candy, but it's much more of a passive income source. And I'm just so happy to be here and just share with everybody along the way just the tips, tidbits, the climb, the obstacles, and everything that goes along with starting your own company.
Excellent. I'm so excited to hear a lot more about that and probe and see how I could get some chocolate glasses over here.
So Lisa, what about you? Why don't you share with the audience your journey?
Absolutely. I would absolutely love to. Thank you so much, by the way, for sharing all of that with us. So I'm Lindsey, like I said, and I'm a human resources consultant and executive coach. I still do both full time. I spent most of my career working in legal operations and human resources roles. I started my career as a receptionist. I've been in almost every role that you can think of along the way, from assistant all the way up to chief people officer, which was my most recent role in a corporate environment. I started my consulting business in 2016 because I wanted to really take more control over my career and my schedule. And one of the things I noticed over the course of consulting with my clients is that when I use the questioning techniques that we use in coaching, whenever I applied that a little bit, it always ended up that my clients made better decisions for themselves, better decisions. And I was able to support them better because they were able to come to their own decisions versus the consultant in me who likes to tell people, this is what you should be doing, right? So I found that to be, once I started to see the results, I decided, look, it's probably going to be a really good idea for you to really develop that skill and make it a little bit stronger. So I decided to return to school to study coaching. And even though I'd been coached before, because the process of deciding to open my own business was as a result of getting career coaching, even though I'd been coached, I really fell in love with coaching once I was practicing it. And I was coaching others in what I'm going to call a real way, air quotes. And I was being coached as well in that process. Just the impact was so powerful. I decided that I would add that as a service, right? It comes natural as in HR. You're always going to be coaching a little bit, especially when you're dealing with employee relations issues. However, I wanted to add it specifically as a service, which is what I did. And here we are today.
Excellent. Yeah. And, I wanted just to add a little tidbit here of how Lisa and I actually met.
Oh, yeah.
We met at NYU.
Yes.
And in the very first classroom, I think there's a bunch of us sitting down, and all of a sudden Lisa shows up and walks into the room. And can I just tell you guys, she owned that room. She walked in like the badass she is.
Thank you. Little did you know that you were going to be roped into doing this with me.
And yeah. I'm so happy that you asked me to. I'm so grateful.
It's exciting. We actually ended up taking 2 classes together.
That's right.
And by the end of that second class, I was like, we're going to be doing something together.
I remember.
That was the decision. She went off on vacation and made me wait a month. Anyway.
And here we are.
So Liz, why don't we give the people a little bit more information about what's in store for them, what's going to be in store for them every week?
Absolutely. So our goal for this podcast really is to help inspire and motivate you guys as you work to unleash
You're in a badass.
Exactly. And since we're both coaches and entrepreneurs, most of our conversations will be focused on careers, business, as well as personal and professional development topics. Each week, we're going to share some of our own crazy journeys towards success and everything that comes with it, the obstacles we had to overcome, and also what we think it really takes to be a badass. Yep. Sometimes we will tell you how we have personally unleashed our own bossy, brilliant, badass selves onto the world. And sometimes we will talk about the people who have inspired us that week.
Yeah. We also have a wish list of badasses, mostly women.
And some men.
We'll see. Who we want to talk to about their secrets to success. And we hope to be able to start to bring you those conversations very soon.
Yes.
Finally, and I think this is the biggest, most important thing, and the thing I'm probably the most excited about, we really want to hear from you.
Yes.
We created this podcast as a space for you to ask any questions that you might have about coaching, about your careers, about professional development, business issues, anything that we know anything about and you want to talk to us. Send us a question. Ask us.
Send us a question. Ask us. And, if you even want to share a personal story of, how something maybe resonated with you along the line, we just love to hear from you, whatever you want to share.
Absolutely. 100% looking forward to it.
Send us an email to questions@bossybrilliantbadass.com. And again, that's questions@bossybrilliantbadass.com. Or you can simply record a voice memo using the link in the description.
So we're absolutely looking forward to hearing from you.
That's it for the week. And we would love it if you would follow us on social media. Bossy Brilliant Badass on Instagram and Facebook. Again, that's Bossy Brilliant Badass. See you again. Bye.